Do you remember this story?
Yeah, I think I was there when the dicks got dropped.
I guess some had to get put on top of the fan because when I turned the fan on and it rained
Yes.
dicks. All right, that was probably the best moment.
Well, what happened was Jay got stabbed.
And
he was in the hospital, and I was like, well, I know he can't get up out of bed, so I'm going to the store. I was just going to buy some porn, but there was a rack of gay porn magazines, like they were like last month's or 10 months ago. I don't know. There's just like 3 for $5 in this pack. So I was like, this is perfect. Grabbed the pack, went to go visit Jay at the hospital. For his stabbing. He was sitting there clicking his morphine, and
Giggling.
I had a chance to open these magazines up on the window of the room he was in. So he was asleep, and everybody's like, all right, see you later, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'm leaving too. And I open up, I just like flip a couple pages at each one until I go, whoa! And that's what I left open. So there was 3 of them. I think it was Inches, Black Inches,
We should find out the month.
and Honcho.
Honcho, what the
That's what the name of the magazines were. I've done this a couple times to people that have been in the hospital, and
them magazines ended up back at 206,
Yes,
and every
they-
single
the
dick.
the nurses were like, you guys can't have these here. So we're just going to fold these up. So they put him in his patient's belongings bag and loaded up the rest of his stuff, which he brought back. So I come over before work one day, and they're like, yo, look what came home from the hospital with Jay. And it was the 3 magazines. So we sat there for like, I don't know, probably 2 hours, just cutting like every single dick out of a magazine because they were going to your party over at the house. So there's 3 of us, 3 pairs of scissors, 3 magazines for 2 hours, 6 man-hours of just cutting these out, and it got to the point where we were like, had to flip back and forth to see which was the bigger one, and then we'd cut out that one, and they put them everywhere.
You guys had to make decisions on which dick to take?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good life.
All sweaty fingers and stuff, clipping these little dicks out of a slippery magazine.
Dude, Booby
they
put
were
on a
brand new.
coat the next, like,
They
winter.
weren't like freaking, I don't know, sperm clinic magazines. They were brand new.
Little
Nobody
did
had
you know
touched
what
them.
Jay did with them?
He couldn't. Poor
Dude,
guy.
these kids were finding dicks in their pockets of coats and sweatshirts like months later, dude. Boo put on a coat, I think, for like the season changed, and it went from like hot to cold, and he put on like a winter coat and reached in the pocket at the bar to pull money out. And as he pulled money out, a dick came flying out of his pocket.
This is what's funny about that.
This is
Because he was sitting, we were at the field, and I was sitting opposite side of him, and I used to get when I'd get a plastic beer cup or whatever, I'd get 2 just to put them together. And so I went to the bathroom, and I come back, and I'm drinking my beer, and I hear, dick sipper, crazy dick sipper, and I'm like, what the hell is this kid talking about, right? So I'm just like, oh, that's such and such, and I'm just like looking around. I take another dick sipper, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're just dying laughing, and I turn, and the one that he had found that flipped out with his money, he put into the 2 cups. So I was just tipping it up like this, and everybody was laughing at the crazy dick sipper.
That's funny. I like how these got like 6 jokes out of just single dicks.
Well,
Yeah.
it was probably, I don't know, it had to be, that party was in the winter, or what was it?
I think it was summertime.
All right, so it had to be like back into the warm weather instead of like winter.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was almost
like,
a year, dude.
It was like
Light
vest and
jacket.
st-
Yeah.
Oh, God.
and he was
Yeah,
he was
that's
like
some distance.
he was like Proop. Oh, and I was like, oh my god, dude.
Out of all those stories, I wish I could have been there for the purchasing of these because I'm sure you had a conversation with the guy behind the counter to defend
They
your
don't
heterosexuality.
care.
It was Monroe Ave.
Dude, he just rolls up, throws the 3-pack down, and just puts his 540 down with the tax.
Well, when I bought that big purple dildo for the Podfest, that we hooked up the dildo.
the drill dough.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm
I
like,
mean, I heard of
I'm
it.
literally thinking like, show. All right, this is for the show. I didn't like I was talking to you about which one to get or something on the phone. I'm like, I don't know. There's this one and this one.
I don't know which one would be funnier for the show.
No, so
Yeah, this guy's looking at you like, stop the
No, but
act,
I was
dude.
like-
Stop it.
You got two in a holster under that jacket.
Yeah, all
I
of a
know
sudden
it.
my phone rings. I wasn't even on it. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, what one should I get?
No, it was.
Their phone rings.
But I was so happy that we had what we needed at that point for Podfest to make it all happen.
We
I was
just
like,
ran across a video of Frank for the BEC putting it on and taking it to the face, clipping an earlobe off.
yes.
We got to get that to the page
So it was
on our
so
YouTube channel.
so.
Yes.
I was just so excited about it. So I was like, all right, cool. Paid for it, and I'm getting ready to leave. The guy's like, do you want a bag? I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I should put this in a bag instead of just walk out of the
With a
fucking-
floppy dog, just
Like
walking.
Lamar.
Hey!
Oh, God. Yeah, so, I don't know.
I would have liked to been there for the decision on the fireman that fully got cut out and didn't touch with a pair of scissors. He was that gorgeous, pristine of a paragon of a man with a huge member laying in the bottom of my bathtub the moment I kicked open the sheeting. Just there he was.
What?
Staring at me. The big fireman you cut out of the play, or not out of the play girl.
Oh.
That was in my bathtub. I kicked it open and there was
None
just
of
a
those were Playgirl. Inches.
So, yeah,
black
honcho.
inches. Honcho.
There was just the naked fireman with the helmet on, just staring at you.
yeah, and Axe flipped over one. I can paint it for you. It's never going away.
It
Oh, was it
sounds
like a full
it's
page
Yeah,
almost?
yeah, it was 3 pages, unfolded, laid out.
fireman.
Either it was
We
too
miss
much of
you.
a cock to work, like it would have taken you a while to cut that one out.
Oh, God.
Good times.
Oh, it was
I
awful.
remember those
Oh,
going
they
up
were
on that
between-
fan, though.
They were between the craft singles. They were, oh, my, yeah.
in the couch. I was moving, so we moved everything
Bologna
out of there.
slices.
Steve's dad's there picking cushions off the couch, and there's just a couple dicks shoved in there. People took them home and left them in my front yard, or
Oh. I remember they were everywhere, dude.
I was hoping that you guys wouldn't turn the fan on and it would be the next lady showing the apartment. That's the way I'd worked it up in my head.
The
'cause
fan
I-
works well. Click.
Does the fan work? Sure does, and it just sprinkles dicks, and they have to be like, oh my.
Oh.
It reminds me of the time that
You got sprinkled with dicks.
no, but we were in the elevator moving Tony's stuff out, and we taped a dick to the inside of the elevator.
Oh, I remember that
It
video.
was during. You saw the video, right?
Yeah.
It was during the. It was like some apartment tour or some like come see the city tour that old rich ladies and people with nothing better to do just like to go check out the insides of certain buildings
Yep.
and whatever. So they were on the tour and they were taking the escalator and I just like. I don't know. The first video was us laughing about the dick that was taped on the inside. And then the second video was us, or we laughed, the doors opened, the ladies got on, or we got off and the ladies got on. So we were just laughing, knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Basically.
As soon as it closed, it was on the door, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then they were stuck for 2 floors. Oh, God.
Elevator going up.
Yeah, those were some good times.
Sure.